At 55, I've traded crowded rooms for quiet solitude, and I'm not alone. Why do so many of us over 50 feel the urge to avoid people? The answer might reveal a truth you've been sensing all along. Hey everyone, welcome to Oldy Talks. Today, I've got an incredibly interesting story about my good friend Robert. He's just turned 55, and guess what? Robert has decided to completely avoid people and live a peaceful life away from the crowd. Sounds strange, right? But he himself said, "I'm 55, I avoid people now, and here's why. And I'm here to tell you the reasons behind this choice. Here's why it's so special." Before we dive into the story, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. At Oldy Talks, we specialize in sharing real experiences from older people, and Robert's story is sure to make you think. Are you ready? Let's get started. Robert used to be a lively guy, always busy with work and friends. But then, at 55, he chose to avoid people and give up everything. Why would someone who once loved life so much want to avoid people? Here's why. Life doesn't always go as we expect, and sometimes stepping away from the crowd is the way to find yourself. Have you ever thought about avoiding people to find a little peace? Robert did it, and his reasons will surprise you. I know many of us, especially those over 50, sometimes want to escape the noise. Robert turned that thought into reality. I'm 55. I avoid people now, and here's why. His words are not just an explanation, but also a reminder. At this age, what really matters? If you're curious, here's why he chose this path. Watch the entire video. By the way, what do you think about avoiding people at 55? Have you ever wanted to do something similar? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoy real stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Oldy Talks so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's explore why Robert, at 55, said, "I avoid people now." And here's why his life changed forever. Robert's story. A roller coaster of highs and heartbreaks. Picture this. Robert grew up in a dusty little town in Texas, a kid with big dreams and a fire in his belly. He wasn't content just kicking rocks down the road. He wanted to build something, to make a name for himself. By his 30s, he'd done just that. He started a handmade furniture company. Think beautiful oak tables and cozy rocking chairs, and it blew up. Soon, his brand was a household name across the U.S. Cash was rolling in, people admired him, and he married Susan, his college sweetheart. They had 2 amazing kids, a boy and a girl, and life felt like a dream you didn't want to wake up from. But you know how it goes. Life doesn't stay picture-perfect forever. When Robert hit 42, things got shaky. A huge competitor swooped into the market, undercutting his prices and stealing his customers. The business started bleeding money fast. Robert didn't give up easily, though. He borrowed cash from friends, maxed out credit lines, even threw everything into a risky new product line, hoping it'd turn things around. One night, I remember him telling me how he stayed up until 3 a.m., pacing his office, sweat dripping down his face as he crunched numbers that just wouldn't add up. But it didn't work. The company tanked, and bankruptcy hit him like a freight train. He lost the business, the savings, the whole dream. That wasn't the worst of it. The stress cracked his marriage wide open. Susan and Robert started fighting. Ugly, loud arguments about money, the kids, whose fault it was. One evening, after a screaming match that left the house eerily silent, Susan packed a bag and walked out. She filed for divorce a week later, taking the kids with her. Robert told me he stood in the driveway, watching her car disappear, feeling like his chest was caving in. 15 years of love, gone. He'd always thought he could fix anything. But this broke him. Desperate for a fresh start, Robert remarried a few years later to Linda, a kind woman he met at a friend's barbecue. He thought she'd be his second chance at happiness. But the ghosts of his past clung to him. He'd sit at the dinner table, staring into space, barely talking. Linda tried to reach him, but after 5 years, she couldn't take it anymore. "You're not the man I met," she said quietly one morning, handing him divorce papers. It wasn't a fight, it was just over. Robert didn't argue. He knew she was right. By 55, he'd had enough of the chaos. He sold his last house in Dallas, a place filled with memories he couldn't shake, and moved to a small wooden cabin nestled in Oregon's pine forests. No smartphone, No social media, just him, the trees, and a stack of old books. I visited him not long ago and he looked me in the eye, a faint smile on his face, and said, "I'm not hiding from the world. I'm finally living for me. This is freedom." Why Robert's done with people at 55. Over coffee and long walks. Through the woods, Robert opened up about why he's chosen this solitary life. I've boiled it down to 9 reasons, starting with the simple stuff anyone can try and working up to the big gutsy choices that take real strength. Each one's tied to a piece of his story, packed with emotion so you can feel where he's coming from. Plus, I'll throw in some questions for you to chew on. Why do we pull away as we age? What's drawing us to quiet corners of our own? Loving the quiet life. How easy is it? Super simple. Just carve out a little you time. Robert's take. Since moving to Oregon, Robert's got this ritual. Every evening he sits on his porch, a mug of coffee in hand, listening to the wind rustle through the pines. "I used to crave noise," he told me. TV blaring, phones ringing, cars honking. Now, silence is my gold. Why it hits home. Ever notice how a quiet moment with a warm drink can lift a weight off your shoulders? As we get older, silence stops feeling lonely. It's like a soft blanket wrapping around you. Think about this. Have you ever just shut everything off and listened to the world settle? How'd it feel? Skipping the drama. How easy is it? Pretty doable. Just don't take the bait. Robert's take. Back in his business days, Robert was always in the thick of it, yelling matches with suppliers, tense standoffs with partners. After the collapse, he saw it for what it was, a waste. Now, if someone tries to pick a fight, he just grins and walks off. Life's too short for nonsense, he says. Why it hits home. Who hasn't been worn out by pointless arguing? The older we get, the more we see peace beats winning any day. Think about this. Last time you dodged a fight, did it feel good to let it go? Picking friends. Wisely. How easy is it? Takes some guts to trim the fat. Robert's take. Robert used to have a Rolodex full of contacts, hundreds of friends from his glory days. Now, he's down to 2 buddies from way back. "I don't need a crowd," he said, leaning against his cabin wall. "Just the ones who get me." Why it hits home. When we're young, we love the buzz of a big group. But age teaches us quality. Trumps quantity every time. Sound familiar? Think about this. If you had to pick 3 people to keep close, who'd they be? Why them? Guarding his peace of mind, how easy is it? Takes a bit of effort to spot the energy drains. Robert's take. After his second divorce, an old pal kept dragging him into gripe sessions, hours of whining that left Robert wiped out. One day, he just stopped calling back. "I can't let anyone mess with my head anymore," he told me, dead serious. Why it hits home. Ever left a chat feeling like you've been run over? At our age, protecting our mental space is as vital as eating right. Think about this. Who's wearing you down? Got the nerve to cut them loose? Digging up old loves, how easy is it? Needs patience to dust off the past. Robert's take. Robert used to paint as a kid, vivid landscapes he'd lose himself in. Life buried that passion until he hit 55. Now, his cabin's got an easel in the corner, colors smudged on his hands. "It's not about being great," he laughed. "It's about feeling alive." Why it hits home. We've all got hobbies we ditched for real life. Age gives us a shot to bring them back. What's yours? Think about this. What did you adore doing that's faded away? Ready to pick it up again? Valuing every second, how easy is it? Tough. You've got to face the clock. Robert's take. Losing his business woke Robert up. He'd blown years on flashy parties and chasing clout. Now, he gardens, reads, lives. Simply. "I don't know how long I've got," he said, eyes steady. "But every day's got to count." Why it hits home. Time's the one thing we can't buy back. Don't you feel it slipping faster as the years pile on? Think about this. If you had 10 years left, what did you do with them? Tending to his body. How easy is it? Hard. Old habits. Die slow, Robert's take. A scare with high blood pressure shook Robert up. He quit drinking cold turkey and started walking miles through the forest. Party friends? History. "My body's telling me it's time to listen," he said, rubbing his knee. Why it hits home. Aging hits us where it hurts. Knees, back, you name it. Taking care is how we keep going. Feel that too? Think about this. What are you doing for your health? Or are you still pushing it off? 8. Mastering the word no. How easy is it? Real tough. Boundaries aren't easy. Robert's take. Robert used to be a yes man, lending cash, jumping into favors. Now, he's firm. I've got to save my energy for me, he told me after. Turning down a cousin's loan request. Why it hits home. Saying no feels selfish until you realize it's survival. Struggling with that one. Think about this. Last time you said no, how'd it sit with you? Securing his future. How easy is it? Hardest. Takes grit and foresight. Robert's take. The business flop taught Robert a brutal lesson. He pinches pennies now, says no to handouts. I'm not leaning on anyone when I'm old, he said, jaw set. Why it hits home. Who doesn't stress about the years ahead? Planning. Now means freedom later. You with me? Think about this. Are you set for retirement or still winging it? At 55, Robert unlocked the secret to true happiness. It's not in the applause or the paychecks. It's inside. He's not crashing or climbing anymore. He's found peace in stepping back, embracing solitude on his own terms. Maybe you've felt it too. That quiet pull away from the crowd as the years roll by. Ever wonder why? Is it wisdom? Creeping in? Or just the weight of life slowing you down? Here's something to chew on. When did you first feel like saying, I'm 55, and I avoid people? Was it a specific moment, a birthday, or a gradual shift? What is it about solitude that calls to you now, or pushes you away? I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment below with your age and whether you're dodging people these days. What's driving it for you? Share your thoughts. Let's figure this out together. And if Robert's journey resonates, hit that subscribe button for more real stories on Oldy Talks. Thanks for spending time with me today. Keep reflecting, keep it real.